Hey guys, welcome back to Larry's Garage. The last time we were working on the rocker panel, and it is done. It's finished. Turned out pretty good. You know, considering how bad it was, yeah, it ain't too bad. Now, today, we're starting on the hood. First thing I got to do is, as you can see, the hood's low in the middle. It's sitting up on top of the hinges here. And I know race blade hoods usually don't have hinges. This one will have. First thing I need is structure back here for this hood to sit on. There's no frame underneath it, so I need structure for it to sit on. So, what I've done is I took the stock hood and I cut the back edge of it off. Now, right now it's still got the inner core on it. We're going to grind out the spot welds and separate it. Then we'll take this, we'll fit it to the cowl panel and set it to the height we need it to be, figuring the thickness of the hood. Plus, we're going to use these ABS strips, ABS plastic strips, and that will give it something for the hood to ride on. After we get these made and the hood set is at the correct height from this body line to the same body line over there, then we'll start on building the hinges, the hinge mounts. Start on building the hinge mounts. They'll be built out of aluminum. This is a little different way of doing this. A lot of the racers, they pin these hoods on or Zeus fastener the hoods on. I want the weight of the race weight hood, but I didn't want to have to lift it on and off, because if you're lifting the hood on and off, it's going to get scratched up and beat up. I'd rather have it on the truck all the time. I have some neat ideas on how to hinge. I got the hinges that you've seen before. I got a neat idea on how to hinge it. It's going to be kind of different. Now it's still going to be pinned down in the front. There'll be a couple of pins here and over here to hold the front down. But the back of it will be hinged. What that allows me to do is not have to take it off and get it beat up at the track. Let me get after this, get this apart, and I'll come back when I get it apart, and we'll start talking about how we're going to do this. All right, guys. Well, we got it apart. Took the inner structure out of it, and since I've already got it apart, and I went ahead and fastened the ABS plastic to it for the hood to ride on. Now, we just need to set it in the right height and panel bond it to the cowl panel here, and that'll give us a structure for this hood to ride on in the center. And I know, guys, this is just a little different way. Oh, excuse me. I know, guys, this is a little different way. Not many people want a race blade hood, but yet they want to be able to hinge it. So I'm going to get to work on getting this thing hooked fast on the cowl panel. We'll be right back with it on the cowl panel, and then we'll start working on the hinges. All right, guys. Well, we got this piece. We made it. Now it is panel bonded to the cowl panel. It's not only just panel bond, I also riveted it just to give it a little bit of extra strength. There's going to be pressure of that hood on it. It's got the ABS plastic on it. Let it dry here for a few minutes. We'll set the hood down on it. And then we can start designing the hinges. Figure out what we're going to do with them. All that is, guys, is a piece of the hood, back piece is the corner of the hood, back edge of the hood, piece of ABS plastic I bonded to it, and then it bonded to the cowl. It weighs nothing, and it'll give that raceway hood across the back here a nice stable place to sit down so we can get these bows out of these corners right here. All right, well, I'll be right back after this dries up. All right, guys, the hood is on here. I've got the fender off of it. The alignment right to left is real good on the hood. I've cross squared, everything looks good. I slid the hood all the way back against the cowl. It fits nice. It's sitting right on top of that support, so you can tell that see, there's no gaps. It look, you know. Now I'll need to move the hood forward to our hood gap to open it. This is just to get it to fitted to where it looks right. Now, here's the part we've been talking about all along. These corners, see how they're up in the air. You'll be able to pull them down. Both sides are that way. So, I've showed you my hinges that I built before that go up into the cowl. So what we're doing now, let me get a tripod. All right, what we got here, this is the hinge bracket that I made. It goes up into the cowl panel. It's what I wanted to do. And then, but this hood needs to come down right there. It needs a little trim work, but it needs to come down to there. Make it fit better. So what I've done is I took poster board and I drew out a pattern of what I want it to look like when it's on, I don't know, I'll make this out of aluminum, pattern of what I want it to look like when it's done. It'll give the hood side support. It'll allow me to be able to hinge it. And I'll have a raceway hood that will still be extremely light. So, when this is in there, and fitted with the aluminum bit the way it needs to be, I will have, oh, I did something wrong there, hang on. I will have adjustment forward and up and down, and I'll be able to bond the hood down to the aluminum, tighten it down to here. That will hold this corner of the hood down. And the reason I ran it so far forward was just to give it more bracing farther up. I'm glad I stopped and showed you guys that, because I realized I did something wrong when I drew this. Now that would only, if I drilled the hole there in this piece, I would only have adjustment back. What I need is this part here, this marked out, and this right here. Now I'll color this in solid. I'll re-show you. Now, with this in, and say that's all the way back right there, so the hole will be, I will be able to slide it that far forward or up and down to get my adjustment better. And if you're asking, well, why didn't you just put a heavyweight hood on it? Then you could just use the hinges. Well, I wanted a raceweight hood because this truck, everything's been about losing weight. These brackets in 1/8 inch aluminum aren't going to weigh a pound. And the hood's 20 pounds, the hood that come off of it. We weighed it after I'd stripped it, and it weighed in it's 50 pounds. So this thing was probably 65, 70 pounds stock. This hood weighs 20. With the hinges and everything on it, and what I did across the back cowl, it's still not going to weigh much. Oh, reminder, guys, we're to have a live going on November 30th. Me and myself here with the Lowry's Garage, and Anthony with D150 Nation. We're going to do a live that night, that afternoon or evening. We'll have a time before we get to there. We'll post up. What are we talking about? The D150 Nation, what the future of it is, what I'd like the future of this channel to be. This part one of hinging a raceweight hood. Part two, I'm gonna make them brackets, and I'll come on and we'll discuss we'll bond them on, and then we'll start making the brackets for the hood pins. Yeah, you heard right, old school hood pins. Don't want to Zeus fasten it down. I'm just gonna put old school hood pins in it, give it that classic look. That'll be all that holds this hood down in the front. But we gotta make brackets for that. We want it to look good. So we're probably right in there somewhere on each side. Guys, thanks for watching and liking and subscribe, guys, the ones that haven't. I'm humbled by the number of people that watch this channel. Now I hope it grows. I'm hoping that one day that we can do more giveaways. All right, guys, have a good night. Later.